Okay, so basically, like a lot of my coworkers have like tons of records. They've all got like thousands of records, and so I just asked to basically start a little rental library where I just borrow some of the records. So these are the first ones I got. I got Bob Dylan. These are like, I guess this was one of his like first um albums. It says Columbia Records is proud to introduce a major new figure in American folk music, Bob Dylan. Excitement has been running high since the young man with a guitar ambled into a Columbia recording studio for 2 sessions in November 1961. For at only 20, Dylan is the most unusual new talent in American folk music. His talents take many forms. He's one of the most compelling white blues singers ever recorded. He's a songwriter of exceptional facility and cleverness. He is an uncommonly skillful guitar player and harmonica player. In less than 1 year in New York, Bob Dylan has thrown the folk crowd into an uproar. Ardent fans have been shouting his praises. Devotees have found him the image of a singing rebel, a musical chaplain tramp, a young Woody Guthrie, or a composite of some of the best country blues singers. This is cool. It tells like all of this history of Bob Dylan, which maybe at a different time. It says Bob Dylan started to sing and play guitar when he was 10. 5 to 6 years later, he wrote his first song. It says Bob Dylan was born in Duluth, Minnesota on May 24th, 1941. After living briefly in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and Gallup, New Mexico, he graduated from high school in Hibbing, Minnesota, way up by the Canadian border. For 6 troubled months, Bob attended the University of Minnesota on a scholarship. But like so many of the restless, questing students of his generation, the formal confines of college couldn't hold him. I didn't agree with school, he says. I flunked out. I read a lot, but not the required readings. Interesting. Okay, so then the next album that I have, this is actually really interesting. I've been listening to this one. It's this girl, Arlo Parks. She's even got like a poster in there. This is Arlo Parks. So she's saying, I'm drinking black tea, listening to Pink Floyd, and to the soft, deep rain drowning the streets. My shirt is purple. My eyes are black under some lights. I'm 20 years old and I'm writing to you from my bedroom. I wanted to remind you of a few things. Remind you that you are alive and lovable and capable of building on and out of your past. Remind you that it's okay to not be excellent or energized or productive all the time. That you will feel pinched in the nerve of sadness, but you will also feel ablaze with joy. We are human and we have each found each other, and we have our bodies, our love, and our work. My words are a salve for my own wounds, and they make me feel centered when I don't feel okay at all. They tell stories that my heart soaks in at night, and they are the blood in my gut. I gave so much of myself to this record, and I really hope it helps you in some small way. I've always been sensitive. I've always been observant, and I want to share a part of me with you. I want to detail the moments, people, actions, objects, thoughts, and situations that make me feel something. This one is interesting. I like Arlo Parks a lot. This is the one I've been listening to tonight. I put on Bob Dylan, which I thought was great. Very excited about this one. It's David Bowie, Yvonne's husband. Oh, I love him. Haven't heard it yet, but he's got some interesting songs on here. We've got Space Oddity, John, I'm Only Dancing, Changes, Ziggy Stardust, Suffrage Gate City, Genie, Diamond Dogs, Rebel, Young Americans, Fame, and Golden Years. And then guess what he let me for? After Laughter Paradise! so much. Haley's my favorite human. She just is my favorite. I don't know. I like her like I think she's just so great. She's helped me process some really hard things, and I like her for that a lot.